for us, the connection with the Adventist youth is very important for three main reasons. The first is these are the future ADRA leaders, and we want to motivate them to think about ADRA and maybe to work for ADRA in the future. So that's one of the reasons. The second is we want to make sure that they understand the living conditions of other people in other parts of the world, and they understand and they can feel in their skin what others may feel as well. Since we are here in Europe, and this is a very developed continent, and we try to create opportunities for them to understand how other people live. And the third reason is also to provide them for a reason to be generous and to contribute to a project abroad. And so, yeah, we need to be here. We like to be with the youth. The youth and the children are always part of our projects. And so for us, it makes perfect sense to be here and to contribute with whatever we can to this big event in our division. Yes, so in 2019 we had a project in São Tomé and Príncipe. It was an education project to provide education for children that don't have access to education. And so the dynamic that we have here in the Camporee is that the Pathfinders, they can earn talents and they can earn Jesus Golden Cards. And they have two options. They can spend it in funny things or even food that they want to buy, or they can use it to give it to ADRA. So a lot of Pathfinders in 2019 have chosen to give their talents instead of consuming their talents, and like that we could fundraise 80,000 euros. We were expecting much less than that, and with that money we have supported the children of São Tomé and Príncipe, of two schools there, during the 4 years between the two Camporees. So it was a very good support, and it was an excellent way of making the difference in the lives of these children of this poor country. Yes, in 2023 we have a different project. Now it's not education, it is health, access to health, and it's in Ethiopia. We have there a project with ADRA Germany. So in 2019 it was ADRA Portugal, because the Camporee was in Portugal. This year it's in Germany. So we have a project of ADRA Germany in Ethiopia. It's a clinic for children especially. They need all the equipment, they need the experts to provide access to health to these children in a very remote area in the country. So this is the objective of the project this year, and we hope that the Pathfinders this year will also be willing to contribute and to support the children in Ethiopia.
Yes, I'm here as a volunteer of ADRA. I'm a member of this workshops, and in this workshop it's like a game and learn as well at the same time for kids about situation in the world and clothing. Like the most people use clothes, the more we pollute our planet, and we just want them playing a game to explain how important is this to do shop wisely. At the first I feel responsibility, so they do not get bored doing these things, and also I would like to bring to their minds how much is this important, because everything starting from their childhood, from kids, so they are our future. So yes, in the youngest age, you know such important things. The more you are responsible for what you do, how you use electricity, water, and clothes as well.
So as I mentioned before, we want the Pathfinders to understand how other people live in other countries. So here we have 4 games that try to make them see some of the traps on how to escape the cycle of poverty. So we have the first game, which is about gender equality. You know that the access to resources is not equal between men and women, and here they try to see what are the barriers for women that are more difficult than for men. In this game here we have one that is regarding prosperity. How can we share resources in order for everyone to get an equal part, or a part that is fair, so that everyone can live with enough. There we have another trap for poverty, which is education, access to education, and they try to see how different children have different opportunities to grow and to learn and to develop themselves if they live in different countries. So we give them different realities for them to think about, and there we are talking about the environmental issues and how we can have a responsible consumption of the goods that we have, so that the planet will not suffer. And because one of the main reasons for poverty at the moment actually is regarding the many climate change disasters that we have in the world, so we need to make them feel more responsible for that. So these are the 4 games that we have this year. Yes, the city life basically is where they can spend their talents. And we have there one activity that is for free, and is a follow-up of another one that we had in 2019. So in 2019 we started a campaign which was Every Child Everywhere in School. This campaign had the objective of helping, of raising the awareness of the leaders of this world to provide access to education for every child in the world, because we have more than 200 million that don't have this access. And so at that time we were collecting signatures. We were able to collect 1.3 million, not only in Europe but all over the world. And this year, as a follow-up to that campaign, we are asking the Pathfinders to write postcards to the members of the European Parliament, asking them to use their power, their influence, the resources and the money of the European Union to channel it to other regions of the world where children don't have access to education, so that we can have more children with the opportunity of studying and developing their future to have a fairer and a better world. So we are not alone in this world. When Jesus came, he was always very concerned and worried about people's needs and people's rights. And as followers of Jesus, we need to do the same. And that's why we are here, to help these children, these Pathfinders, to understand that they can make the difference in the lives of other people. And as Christians, we have that responsibility.